Wow, I got most of the matches right. Well, all except one. Good morning, my wrestling heroes. We're going to be going over WWE Backlash 2018. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Good thing because obviously, I guess most of the match is correct. Bad thing because it makes the pay-per-view kind of predictable. Right here, The Miz versus Seth Rollins. This got the pay-per-view kicked off. And I actually enjoyed. This was the favorite match. This was my favorite match of the night for sure. I think this is the one that stood out the most. I mean, Miz, he was all over the place. He was doing skull-crushing finales left and right, but when it all boiled down to is one curb stop. One curb stop, it's all you need to retain that title. And it makes sense. I mean, if you tried giving your next door neighbor kid curb, yeah, don't do it. But I'm just saying, it is a devastating move, right? So it only makes sense that the curb stomp sealed the deal. Now, Daniel Bryan against Big Cass, just as I said, Big Cass was going to dominate most of this match. He was going to show his dominance in the ring of how, regardless of, the ring rust he might have had from the time him being out from the injury, he still went in there and he showed Daniel Bryan a thing or two. But as Daniel Bryan said, dude, when you're flat on the mat and you're in submission hold, not everybody's the same height. He ended up tapping out. He didn't take it right. He actually ended up giving him he ended up assaulting him after the match. He just literally destroyed Daniel Bryan. It was bad. And I think it might be something that's going to continue this feud just to kind of bring Big Cass into the big picture because Daniel Bryan has already proved it, right? Right here. Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Now, this could have gone either way. This could have been the tag team match. This could have been a handicap match, Bobby Lashley against these two or Braun Strowman against these two. I think either way would have got the exact same result that we did. These dominated. We got the Dominator by Bobby Lashley, and that's basically what picked up the victory was his finisher. Braun Strowman, at the end of the match, you know what he was going to do. He was going to go back in there and just have some fun with these two. So Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley for the win right here. This was just kind of a match to throw these guys into the card. And this is kind of what brings me to my next thing. This segment right here, this was a glorious segment to say the least. All right, so Elias, he came out, he tried having his concert, and everybody was interrupting him. And we were getting interrupted by Rusev Day. We were getting interrupted by New Day. Fashion Police ended up being in the back of the crowd of, you know who? No, wait, Jose. No, wait, Jose. And I'm telling you, this was the perfect setup for Bobby Roode to come out and do a glorious segment, right? He gave him a glorious DDT and put him aside. Oh, come on, you guys. Why are you guys doing this to my guy? I love Elias. I can't necessarily agree what they're doing with him over here with this whole, and it is mainly Bobby Roode that's having his way with him. Now, right here, Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton match, it was kind of dull. I mean, it was good, don't get me wrong, but to me, nothing really stood out in this match. It did go for a good while. I think it was 10, maybe even 15 minutes. But Jeff Hardy, it was a clean pin. Randy Orton had no problem putting him over. And you know what? It all makes sense to me. Again, just going back to that whole thing where Jeff Hardy, he's in that big picture, right? Big picture for what, Hero Fix? For that. He's coming for that. Not right away. I think he'll have to win that Money in the Bank, but we'll see. That's going to be our next pay-per-view. Now, right here, Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. Now, Nia Jax, she was just... Oh, man. I will definitely say this. Alexa Bliss, she had her moments there quite a bit in the match. She was doing a lot of dirty moves to her, and she was getting away with it. And that's kind of what led me to think that she might have picked up the win. But I mean, Nia Jax, right? She had that devastating Samoa drop. Nia Jax retains the Raw Women's title. Now, this one right here, I have to say, Carmella versus Charlotte. This one, I don't know. I was not a fan of this. I feel like Carmella she was screaming a lot. I mean, I know she normally does it every night, but I feel like it was an excessive amount. Not only that, but the finish, it was a bad finish. So what had happened? Charlotte had gone up to the top, and Carmella kind of just thought, she would take advantage of that. She grabbed her leg, and she, dropped. It was just bad. She landed on the mat, and she rolled her up for a pin. She retained the title. I don't know. I just feel like Charlotte, she's the better wrestler in the ring out of these two. So for her to lose that way, it was disappointing. Right here, AJ Styles. Again, this match wasn't that bad. I did enjoy this one, but it's just going back to that whole thing. Just like the WWE Greatest Royal Rumble, it was a great match, but another bad finish. They both ended up getting counted out. No, not counted out, but they both... It was a draw, is what had happened. They both went for a low blow, and neither, sat up from the 10 count. And again, once you do that, championship advantage, you get to retain the title, and this is just most likely developing into a match for the next pay-per-view. I don't know. I was hoping that if anything was going to happen here, like as far as like title change, I knew AJ was going to retain the title. This is something that I had predicted, but I'm just saying, like, it would have been cool. Like, this would have been technically Shinsuke Nakamura's chance to finally capture the WWE title. And I was confused because I thought that should have been the main event, but it made sense why it wasn't. I mean, because of the finish. This was the actual main event. The big dog Roman Reigns taking on Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, he did not waste any time. From the get-go, he attacked Roman Reigns. He gave him this devastating Uranagi through the table. I'm just going to call it a rock bottom. That's what I know it is. But yeah, right off the get-go, before the match even started, he ended up putting him through the table, and he was just attacking him. It was a slow start once they finally got in the ring and they started, having the actual match itself. A lot of sleeper holds. It was just very dull, but it eventually did pick up, and Roman Reigns, come on. We knew. I mean, actually, we didn't know. I actually thought Samoa Joe was going to go in there and pick up the victory and kind of just carry that momentum, towards the WWE title, but nope. So Roman Reigns, he won. He won with the spear, and again, I think what's going to happen here, because this is the one thing that I noticed about the announcers at the end of the match. They were just talking about that whole thing with him and Brock Lesnar. It sounds like it's going to go back to that after this pay-per-view once Brock Lesnar, decides to come back again, which he will. You guys know how many breaks he takes. But yes, Roman Reigns had won the match. Drop your thoughts. What you guys thought of the pay-per-view? I mean, did you guys like it? I mean, I thought it was okay. If I were to rank it, I would have to give it a solid 7 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you on the next one.